You're watching News 12, serving Westchester and the Hudson Valley. Now, Newsmakers.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of News 12's Newsmakers Vote 2013. I'm Scott McGee. We want you to be informed before heading to the polls on Election Day. So during this half hour, you're going to meet the candidates running for Yonkers City Council in two key districts. We're going to start with District 4, where the Republican incumbent Dennis Shepard is being challenged by Democrat Tim Theotokatos. The 4th District covers portions of Southeast and Southwest Yonkers, and we're going to meet the candidates running in that race right now. First, we want to welcome the incumbent, Dennis Shepard. Mr. Shepard is a Republican in his first term on the Yonkers City Council. He's also the president of the Hyatt Association in Yonkers, a neighborhood group on the southeast side of the city that deals with community issues. Mr. Shepard, thank you for being here today. We also want to welcome the challenger in this race, Tim Theotokatos. Mr. Theotokatos is a Democrat who currently works for an organization focusing on health and emergency response. And he also has worked in the private sector in advertising. We want to thank you both for being here today. And before we really get too far ahead, we wanted you to explain why you think you're the right person for the job, the next council member for the people of the 4th District. Let's start with the incumbent, Mr. Shepard. Mr. Shepard, you have about 2 minutes.
Thank you, Scott. I'm Dennis Shepard. I am the current councilman in the 4th District, and I am running for re-election. I'm running for re-election. I think I've done a good job for the last 4 years. I think the constituents know me, and I've been out there and I've been very involved in the neighborhood. Not only have I been involved in the neighborhood as a councilman, I was involved in the neighborhood as a Hyatt Association president. So over probably the last 20 years, I've been involved in the activities in the neighborhood. I think it's important that you're out there, know the people, be involved with them, and my success tells a story. I've ran a budget in the private sector, and I've run a budget now in the public sector. I worked with both sides of the aisle. I worked with a Republican mayor prior to the now Democratic mayor. Bipartisan, and I look at it, you know, it doesn't party, it's the person. And it's the people in Yonkers and the people in the 4th District, I think, have the confidence in me that I've gotten a lot of things accomplished in that time frame.
All right, Mr. Shepard, thank you very much. Mr. Theotokatos, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Councilman Shepard. Good afternoon, Yonkers. My name is Tim Theotokatos, and I'm running to be your next councilman in the 4th District. I'm running because we have a number of issues that I feel we haven't fully addressed here in the city. I'm running because we need investment in our schools. We need to bring back some of the essential workers like police officers that were laid off in 2009. I'm running because Yonkers needs to stay an affordable place for folks to work in and to live in. I want to work with the mayor and Republicans on the city council to continue to move the city forward. I feel that my background working as a public servant in the non-for-profit sector will allow me to bring serving the people to city council every day. I have responded to emergency disaster responses. I have planned ahead. Working in the non-for-profit sector, we know the value of every dollar, and we know that we want to get the most return on investment of everything that we spend. I feel that I can bring this to the city council. I feel I can bring this to the 4th District, and I know that I can do a good job.
All right, Mr. Theotokatos, thanks very much. Why don't we talk about some of the issues just a little bit? Mr. Shepard, the one thing I hear, it doesn't matter which district you are, it doesn't matter which county you're in, frankly, jobs seem to be the #1 issue for voters right now. What ideas do you have specifically to bring more jobs to Yonkers and perhaps even to the district, 4th District specifically?
Well, you always have to be conscious of the small businesses, and I've been active on McLean Avenue, bringing some deals. Was one of the ones that just came in here. You have to make it friendly. You have to make it business friendly. Unfortunately, our state doesn't do that, and it's tough for people to start up businesses. I've committed that we and Yonkers have to do a process where when they go for permits and these small businesses go to get the things done, speed up that process. I've already been involved with a number of businesses who've already wanted to open, and I've called buildings and went there and worked with Mr. Snyder to get the permits so he doesn't have to wait the 10, 12 months to get a business open in Yonkers. And we've been successful in the 4th District. We've had other areas, you know, we like deals have opened, and we had a couple of bars and open on McLean Avenue. So it's been successful of what we've accomplished there.
All right, Mr. Shepard, thanks very much. Same question to you, Mr. Theotokatos.
And I agree. We have a great group of small businesses on McLean and Yonkers Avenue that are the lifeblood of our community, and we need to do what is needed to help streamline the permits even more. There's still a backlog. They're still waiting months to get things approved by City Hall. So we want to work to make sure that there's no stagnation due to the lack of permits. There's also shops that are closed and they're looking to bring in new businesses. I want to be an advocate and a champion to be out there to understand what businesses make sense within that community and do my best to draw them in. We want to work on alleviating the parking concerns. I know that many customers are deterred from coming to McLean and Yonkers Avenue because they're worried about getting parking tickets. So let's see what technology is out there to help extend some of the parking muni meters. Let's work to beautify the area. Let's work to get traffic down to the area. I think that we have a good core group with the McLean Avenue merchants and with the Yonkers Avenue business owners that we can build upon and make it a much stronger business community.
All right, Mr. Theotokatos, switching gears just a little bit now. You have mentioned just in your opening statement about the importance of education,
Yes.
spending on early education, bringing in more cops. That costs money. So that's the great part is adding those things. The bad part is somebody has to pay for that. How would you pay for those extra services?
Well, those are critical services, and taxes have continued to go up in Yonkers over the last 4 years. While we're cutting teachers, we're cutting pre-K, we're cutting police officers. I want to understand where this tax revenue is going. We need to relook at the budget, see what's non-essential, and make determinations. School, pre-K, services coming back to Yonkers Public Schools is important to invest in our children so that they have every opportunity afforded to them. Same with the police. We're hearing that folks on Bronx River Road, on McLean Avenue are not feeling as safe. They want police officers back in the district. So we're going to do our best to review the budget and make the choices that are demanded of us by our constituents.
Mr. Shepard, you in fact are on the council right now. You've seen the budget. You know where this money is going. How would you divvy it? Do we need more cops? And if so, how would you, where would that money come from?
Well, we'll take the education question first. Since day one, I've been on the council and we're advocating for more money from Albany. Right now, Yonkers does not get their fair share of tax revenue coming back into the city to fund our education system. We've been up in Albany every year trying to fight this. This is an ongoing issue probably for 20 years. We do not get the dollar return that Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo do. We need that funding. Even a simple thing as paying for the increase in students in our school and the pre-K. That alone would probably bring in $15 to $20 million into Yonkers. And it's Albany has to listen to Yonkers. And I think the administration, I think the council, and I think all the union members go up there as one coalition to fight for the city. That's the number one issue, that we fund our schools a lot of money, but we don't get our fair share. Buffalo has all brand new schools. Our schools are deteriorating. They're the oldest schools in the state. There are some schools built in the 1800s. As for the cops and everything, police and everything, I've worked with it. I've worked with the current captain, Captain Farah. I worked with Captain Healthauer previous to him, and I worked with Captain Bruno when I was association president. What we did is the 2nd Precinct took a lot of hits. We lost the sector car, we lost the auto theft unit, we lost Jim Trabuco, who used to walk the beat on McLean Avenue. Fortunately, with the mayor and I have sat down, and we now have the auto theft unit, not 24 hours back, but we have Bronx River Road, which Tim just pointed out, that we do have an auto theft unit there. And we now have that back in there. And I committed to the people, if that homeless shelter gets built, that I will advocate for a sector car to be on that Bronx River Road and cover that area.
Mr. Shepard, can you give us perhaps one issue that you think the 4th District in particular that needs to be addressed and what you would do?
What the 4th District, if you look at my area, it's mostly retired seniors. You cannot continually raise property taxes where they can't afford to live there. Their homes are paid off, Scott, but their taxes continually go up. I have not gone above the tax cap, and I commit that I will not go above the tax cap. That is the number one issue in my area of property taxes. There's a lot of seniors on retirement income. There are also quality of life issues in the area, where people just want their streets paved, their trees trimmed, the stumps removed. I've done that. If you take a walk around the 4th District and everything, just lately 15 streets in my area have just been repaved. And I think people have seen that I've stepped up the issue to get the trees and the bowls and the stumps and the potholes filled. I think we've been successful. There's still work to do. That's why I still want to be on the council.
Mr. Theotokatos.
Tax relief is one of the major issues that I hear every day on the campaign trail, and we want to do our best to make sure that we're bettering the reputation of this wonderful and vibrant district. It is very diverse. There are many concerns that different portions of the district have, but they all want to keep Yonkers an affordable place to live in and to work in. We want to retain people. We don't want them to move away because of the tax burden. So by bettering our schools, by bettering our services, passing a sustainable and more efficient budget, we know that we can bring families to want to move to Yonkers, to want to come here, broaden the tax base, and ensure that existing residents and existing business owners aren't impacted with with taxes going up.
All right, we're running a little short on time, but in about 30 seconds, Mr. Theotokatos, Mr. Shepard, starting with you, Mr. Shepard, can you give us your sort of closing statement on why you think you were the right person for the job?
I'm already proven. You never can download experience. I have the experience. I've proven. I work with the people. The people know me in the area. We've had situations where on Bronx River Road we had a number of graffiti on Bronx River. Senator Klein's office, I made a phone call to him. He removed that. I'm now working across the aisle with the Congressman Ingle to not have that homeless shelter built. I met with Ruben Diaz. I met with the mayor. They do not support it either. I'm out there. People know me. I've been involved in the neighborhood. The water reservoir, which is known by New York City, they were going to take 2,500 trees down there. So we were able to cut that back, and I think we beautified the neighborhood. I think my reputation and my experience and my can-do attitude has been something where you should re-elect me.
Mr. Theotokatos.
These are going to be 4 critical years, and we need to do our best to make tough decisions, but we need to invest in our future. I want to work with the mayor, who's moving our city forward since he was elected, and the Republicans on the city council, and my Democratic caucus. I know with my public service background, I'm going to focus on the thing that's most important within our district, and that's the people. Taking care of their quality of life issues, making them feel confident that this city will continue to move forward, keeping the streets safe, investing in our schools, and bringing back those essential services that were cut.
All right, Mr. Theotokatos, Mr. Shepard, thank you both for being here today. Good luck on election night, just a couple weeks away. We're going to talk to the candidates in the 6th City Council District in Yonkers right after this break.